Let's go.
Go live.
Okay, go live.
What's the big one?
Nothing is over!
Yeah.
That's what I call a fucking show! We're just better than you!
It is going perfect.
Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat.
You're wrong!
Hey, fool, you ready for another beat? Should've never came back.
Daddy, Daddy.
My name's Bella.
Put your fur boots on.
You think I'm fit to eat totally like you, eh?
Trying to make the shit sound fucking authentious.
Let's see here a little more. I love this.
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 40th episode of the Nothing Is Over podcast with me, your host, Robert Kelly. We made it to 40. This is 40. And oh, have I got something special. Now, I wanted to do something really cool leading up to a big milestone. 40 episodes. I've done a few more like bonus episodes, but 40 proper episodes of the podcast. I wanted something really special. Now, as we are called the Nothing Is Over podcast, taking much inspiration from the great man Sylvester Stallone. This is not a Sylvester Stallone podcast. As much as many people may say that it is not. It just so happens that Sylvester Stallone is a big inspiration in my life, and the show is kinda fucking weirdly me just spit out there like the shit that I find interesting or whatever it is I'm up to at this particular moment, and I just go blah, try and make it interesting for you folks at home. I wanted to do something special for the 40th episode. So I reached out to a guy that I've been following for many years now on social media, Mr. Mike Kunda, the world's premier Rocky impersonator, but he's like pals with Sylvester Stallone. He texts and emails Sylvester Stallone, and he spent time with him, loads of time with him on set. Mike tells you about these kind of things. He has such an amazing relationship with his hero. It's incredible to hear. The communication that I want Mike to tell you, rather than me spoiling it right now for you, the communication he gets from Sylvester Stallone is fucking mind-blowing for any fan. So I can't wait for you to hear it. So that is the whole show, gang. Me and Mike. Now, we are at episode 40, as I keep saying. But we are the Nothing Is Over podcast. We want to progress. We want to keep getting better. Keep looking forward to episode 50, which is going to be our big debut on YouTube. I've messed around with wee clips and stuff here and there on YouTube, but I want to make the show a visual show. So I've got a bit of time yet to really iron out the kinks and the problems that we've been facing when it comes to video calls. I've tried it a few times. And I tried it for Mike. I wanted to have the full conversation, which was going to be 20 minutes, supposedly planned 20 minutes. The guy was a fucking legend. He went for an hour plus, and Zoom failed us, my internet failed us. The fucking technology gods just decided it's no happening. Ugh. So these are the things that I keep trying, but there's some clips that I got that I salvaged from the 7 minutes or so that lasted, because Mike was giving us such good stuff, and I just had to stop and say, look, listen, we'll just do it audio only. But I ended up getting a video call with Mike so I could see it, which was so annoying. I was trying to figure out how to get a video record thing, a screen record. Ugh. But we'll try again. We'll fucking try again, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So let's get to it. No more waffling for me. Hit it, me and Mike.
Okay.
There we go. Have I got you again, Mike?
Now, do you have the button for the video on this?
Oh, you know what? Hold on a wee minute. There we go. Yeah, there we go, Mike.
That's fine.
Can we start again then, Mike? Is that cool?
Yeah. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Welcome to the Nothing Is Over podcast, Mike Kunda. Mike, you are the proprietor and the star of the Yo Philly Rocky Tour, which is endorsed by Sly Stallone himself. The star of 2 documentaries. First one is The Pretender, available on Amazon Prime. And the last one that just got released on YouTube, Rocky filming locations then and now. Also, the co-host of the Rocky Files podcast, Mike. Welcome to the show. How we doing, my man?
I am doing so well, my friend. Thank you for reaching out. I love talking about Rocky. It is the one thing I know an awful lot about.
That's why you're on the show, Mike, because I've been following you for a long time. And just to be very clear, this is your second attempt at this conversation. I thank you so much for your patience, Mike, but you were giving us such amazing stuff that I had to restart it again and go for just the audio. So, Mike, this is the 40th episode of my show. It is called the Nothing Is Over podcast, obviously, you know, the famous quote for Rambo. But it's about that nothing is over, that you can try something, you can kind of go for your dreams, no matter what age you are. And you're a man, I think your story encompasses everything I'm trying to kind of talk about on my show, because you've got an amazing story. Like you said in the last day, you Forrest Gumped your way onto the set. You went from being a super fan to being next to the guy. Explain it. How does that feel, Mike?
Well, I can tell you as far as what happened to me. So I see Rocky when I'm 11 years old in 1979, and on TV, and it changes my world. He comes back in 2006 to film Rocky Balboa in Philadelphia, and I Forrest Gump my way onto the set of the Victor Cafe, which is where the restaurant they use for Adrian's. And in between shots, Stallone took notice of me, and we would talk. And one thing led to another. Then I get invited to the restaurant July of 2006 to Sly's 60th birthday dinner.
No way.
We go outside and we have an incredible conversation, and my wife takes a picture of he and I standing together, boxers fist up. And then he starts to follow me a few years later on Instagram, and he starts conversing with me. And if you look up those black frames around the border of the ceiling, these black frames, they go all around my basement, and they're over here. You'll see them up on top with all my Rocky stuff. These are all conversations I've had with Sly on either Instagram or my own personal cell phone. And the weird thing about that is once I'm on the set of Creed 1 and Creed 2, he calls me one day, and he asks me about a particular interview he had done years ago, and I had access to it. He couldn't find it. So he sends me his email, and I send it to him. So now I've got his cell phone, and I have his email, and I don't know what to do. This is a dream come true. I'm just a fanboy running Rocky tours. And of course, by this point, he had already offered to be the end. Big giveaway here about the Pretender documentary. He's at the end of the documentary talking to me about Rocky. He had asked me while we were hanging out on the set of Creed 2, Mike, what's this I hear there's a documentary being filmed about your life? And I explained to him, and he's dressed as Rocky. He's got the fedora on. It was the day Drago shows up at the restaurant to harass Rocky to get Adonis to fight Victor Drago. And Stallone was on an hour lunch break, and he spent all his time with me talking about Rocky. Anyways, he's at the end of the documentary, and I figured that was going to be it. Then I get the phone call, and then I said to my wife, well, what do I do? I've got his phone number. I've got his email. She said, the first thing you do is you don't abuse it. You don't ask, you don't gush. Oh my God, I love you. You made a big difference in my life. And I love all your movies. I dress like you and blah, blah, blah. You don't do any of that because you're in the 10% now. Before I was a fanboy. Now I was miraculously lifted up and placed in the inner sanctum. Not the inner family sanctum. Nobody gets in there. I'm in the 10% before that. And I said to myself, well, what do I say to my friends? Well, you don't kiss their ass and you don't worship them. You just talk to them. How you doing? What was your day?
I think he'd appreciate that more as well, because can you imagine how many people come up to him every day, all day long, and say that he changed my life? It must happen to him all day long, and I'm sure he's grateful for that, but it's like, I just want a real conversation sometimes,
And that's what we do. And we have real conversations about Rocky. And I ask him about the minutia of Rocky. Why did Rocky have a white towel with a green stripe in Rocky 2 when he's giving Butkus a bath?
Mike, listen,
it was holiday.
That's why I love you, Mike, because you get into such the fine details that you would only really notice if you watched this stuff 100 million times. I've got one for you, right? This has bugged me forever, right?
Sure.
I became a Rocky fan through Rocky 3, where my dad gave me the video cassette saying, here's Mr. T's new movie, because Mr. T was my favourite. And I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Who's this Italian guy? I don't know who this guy is. Where's Mr. T in this movie? And obviously, you know, through that, I became just the biggest Rocky fan ever. My first ever cinema experience was Rocky 4. And I remember it to this day. I remember being in the cinema watching the bit where Apollo throwing the tennis balls for his dogs. I can close my eyes now and I can see my dad at the side of me. I can see it. It's such an incredible thing, you know. And Rocky, Stallone gave me that, you know. There's a bit in Rocky 4 where Apollo is fighting Drago. And it's in the documentary that Sly did where he recut the film during COVID, where Apollo puts his hand up and there's no glove in the hand. No glove. I've fucking noticed that my whole life, and I couldn't believe.
What does Stallone say in the documentary?
In the documentary, he says it's the first time he ever noticed it. He says it's the first time he ever noticed it for a start, and he said he's going to fix it, and he fucking didn't. He didn't fix it, Mike. Listen, do you know the worst part is? Him and John Hertzfeld are in the editing suite, and they get a perfect substitute. They get a perfect bit. Yeah. They just had to reframe it a little bit. And that scene ended in the documentary with him. And see, when I watched that, I was like, oh my God, they're actually going to fix that. And I couldn't wait to see the movie. And I thought, they fucking fix it, Mike.
It's there, and then it's out of his mind. Something came up, and it distracted him. Well, I got one for you, too. When he goes to Rocky Jr.'s bedroom in Rocky 4, you're going to fight the big giant man, right? That whole scene? Okay. There's a quick shot. It's a little wider shot of the bedroom. On the upper right-hand side, it's almost in the top of the screen, center, maybe just to the right a little bit. There's a pennant for a sports team. It's like a triangle flag. You've seen them, right?
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
It says the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why would you have the Pittsburgh Steelers? It's 600 miles on the other side of the state.
I'm from Scotland. I never noticed that. It never even occurred to somebody like me. It's somebody like yourself, Mike, that's just so dialed in that's still.
So I write him. I tell him. And he said it was by a set designer who wasn't thinking clearly. He goes, they made a mistake. He goes, I'm going to take that out in the re-edit, right? It was crazy.
Don't tell me he did take that out. Did he take it out?
No, we didn't take it out. Forgot all about it. But I'll tell you one more, and it's not so much about a brag as it is a wow, punch me in my heart moment. January, a few years back, I'm taking my Christmas tree down with my wife. I'm a big Clark Griswold Christmas fan. I love Christmas.
I love your videos when Christmas is coming up. I love your videos on your Instagram and stuff.
And right there, can you see the Griswold shirt hanging?
I see it, yeah.
Okay? Yeah, that never comes down. Anyways, my phone starts going off. Like 7, 8, 9, 12 messages. And it's Sly sending me a bunch of videos.
That's nuts.
And he's at his desk, and he's holding his phone up to his computer, and he's editing Rocky Balboa. He's going through scenes. He's going to put more scenes in the release that come out last year.
Yeah, we did the director's cut, yeah.
And he's talking to me, and he goes, oh, Mike, he goes, you probably already know this scene. He goes, I know it's deleted, but he goes, but you may not know this scene. And I didn't know it because no one knew about it. And he goes, I'm putting all this back in, and I think you're going to love it. He goes, I want to give you a little show ahead of time. And I sat there, and I just began to cry. My wife is looking at me. It was a macho cry, a chest out, chin up, you know. But crying I was.
I don't know. I think I was maybe a Rocky 3 cry. That would have been me. I'd have been Rocky 3 crying.
Yeah? Sure, of course. And, I know. We got more than that's so true. I've been that way. I've had that Rocky III cry over meeting Stallone for like the first official time. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, Sly has been so very kind and gracious to me. He's even gotten me work. Like I've done. He has some connections in Philly, and he told them that he wanted them to hire me to be a Rocky impersonator for a gig that he was setting up. Now I've been doing these Rocky gigs for 17 years.
I was going to say, Mike, that's how you first came to prominence. Really, was that you're like the number one Rocky impersonator. You appeared on like chat shows and morning shows and everything like that for years, and that's how I used to see you. Is that? And it was like the tours that kind of came for that.
Yeah, I won a national Rocky lookalike contest that I didn't even enter. Friends entered me, and they wrote a letter, and they sent in that picture that my wife took of me and Sly at his birthday outside the Victor Cafe. That picture changes my life, and I win this national contest, and my life begins to change. Now, for anyone listening or who may see a promo with you and I talking, let me be very clear about something. Number one, I don't think I look like Rocky, and I don't think I sound like Rocky. What I think I have are the mannerisms, and I can bring what I lack in imagination. You know what I mean? And so when you're in Philadelphia, when I've got the fedora, the leather jacket, you curl the lip, you've got the fake bruised eye. Hey, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing, though, Mike. Right, I'm going to tell you, as a super fan, Mike, I'll be honest with you, you're probably the only guy in the world that I would doff my cap to as being a bigger Stallone Rocky fan than I am. So, see, when you see an actor portray a famous person that you already know, they don't go for the imitation. They don't go to look exactly like the person. They have to get the kind of spirit of the character. And that's what you embody. You embody. When I see you do your tour, because you do little skits on Instagram as well where you play Polly really well, do you do all the characters. That must be so much fun doing that. That must be so much fun doing that.
Rocco. People standing on ice are more stupid.
That's what you get, because
here's what happens.
You watch this stuff so many times that you get those wee details with the Rocco, that. Nobody else would see that.
Rocco, let's go wrap our teeth around some beer. Let's go, Paulie has these weird hand movements, and
you wouldn't know that if you're just like a casual fan of somebody who lives and breathes this stuff, and that's how you bring that stuff to life so well, because you know it so well.
Thank you. You know what happened with Paulie? About 2 years ago, I had a torn bicep. And I had some knee issues and a shoulder issue. So I couldn't work out for a while. And what happens when you don't work out for a while? When you're my age, closing in on 60 years old, you start to eat a little more. And the weight just comes on really quick, right? I was always very, very lean. I was always around 185, 190 at 5'9.5". That's how tall I am. And so,
can I stop you for just a wee second just to tell you about what my mania is? I used to be really, really heavy. I used to be 480 pounds.
Wow.
And growing up, I was always a big boy. I was always fat. My goal in life was always to be 190 pounds.
Really?
Why do you think that is, Mike? Can I ask you why you think that is?
Yeah, well, what was Rocky's weight?
No,
right?
It wasn't. Well, he was 191, but it was in over the top. Stallone stood.
Oh, over the top. Okay.
And he goes like that. He says 190. It was 190, and that I was always wanted to be 190. And I see when I made it, that was like winning the fucking lottery, Mike. And I stood in the scales and I saw.
Now you know he wasn't 190.
Oh, I know that. No, please, I know.
He was like 178,
165, 170. I've heard as well. I know. But I'm the same as you. I'm like 5'9", 5'10", and I'm usually around about there, 180, 190 and stuff. But shit happens, and I'm 45 years old. Very easy to put the weight on. I know what you're talking about, Mike. Aye.
Of course. So that's what happened to me. I started getting heavier. I couldn't work out. I mean, I was very happy, and I'm coming home from doing my tours, and all of a sudden I'm starting to see a double chin, the puffiness, and I go, well, I guess I can always, if I can't drop the weight, I guess I can always become Paulie.
Grow into Paulie.
And I was like, I was like, no. We've got to reverse the ship. We have got to turn this ship around.
Did you ever meet Burt Young?
I became good friends with Burt Young.
Wow, right.
Yeah, when I met Burt Young, when I won the contest, one of the prizes was you got 2 tickets to walk the red carpet to watch Rocky Balboa in Philadelphia, the world premiere in Philly. You were Stallone's guest. So you walk the red carpet with him. You talk with all the celebrities. You talk with the press. You go in. You sit with all the celebrities. I sat with Burt Young.
That's amazing.
I sat with Little Marie, Milo Ventimiglia, and we watched Rocky Balboa.
Oh, you must have been like, what the fuck is my life?
I couldn't believe it. It was insane. It was, and here's the funny thing. When we go in, Sue, my wife, my long-suffering wife, we've been together 37 years. We go in, and our seats are in the last row in the balcony, right up against the goddamn wall. And I'm sitting there, and I'm sulking. And I'm like, I won the national contest, and they put me in the last row. God, this is humiliating. Right? And she goes, yes, or you could be home on the couch watching TV.
Exactly.
And I go, So, and then 2 minutes later, here comes Sylvester Stallone. Here comes Burt Young. Here comes Milo Ventimiglia. Here comes Little Marie, Geraldine Hughes. Here comes Max Kellerman and the announcers of the fight. Holy jumping shit. This is where they put all the stars.
So
I've made it, baby. I made it. Anyways, long story short, I was going somewhere with this, and now I forgot where I was going.
It was about Paulie. It was about Paulie. You kind of. Oh,
yeah. So I connected really well with Paulie, and Paulie Burt Young invites me out to his apartment out in Long Island and Port Washington. And so I show up with my agent who gets me on my Rocky gigs, Chris Wiseman, and we knock on the door. It's 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Burt Young opens up the door, and he's got a glass of scotch in one hand, and I swear to Christ, he goes, "Good morning, fellas. Come on in. Come on in. Come on, get out of the hallway. Come on." And he takes a sip, and he goes to us, "You want a scotch?" And who turns down a scotch with Paulie? Right? I don't care if it's 11 o'clock in the morning or not. So we sit there for about 5 hours talking about everything and anything. Burt's career. We talk about Rocky, all of his problems that Burt had with MGM, everything. Like it was insane. And it's something I chronicle. It's the last chapter in my book, Cue the Rocky Music. CUE, cue the Rocky music. It's called It's a Colorful Life, and it's about me becoming friends with Burt Young.
That's amazing. He's such a character, but what an amazing character actor he was, and he's got so many roles, but he's always going to be Paulie, no matter what. I mean, he's worked with some of the greats. I met him very briefly at a Comic-Con thing, and I got to ask him a question about Sergio Leone. And he was thankful. Every single question he always gets asked, he's asked about Rocky all the time. And I thought, I've heard him answer everything. I want to know what it was like to work with Sergio Leone. And he told me a great story that he knew Italian. And Sergio Leone obviously spoke Italian, but nobody else in the so he would have these conversations and these dinners and these kind of special moments with Sergio Leone because they could, speak the same language.
Here's a great Burt Young story. So, after Balboa premieres, the after party with all the celebrities is inside the art museum. So when Rocky runs up the steps?
Yep.
That building at the top is the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Inside was the after party, and you got only if you had special invitation. So me and my wife go in. It's incredible. Now, did you see Burt when he played Old Man Bacala on The Sopranos?
Yep, sure did.
Right. He has emphysema. He's coughing, right? Okay. So I had already befriended Burt earlier in the evening. We had built up a little connection. I'm walking around. I was with Stallone for about 45 minutes. uninterrupted. It was crazy. But then Sly got taken away. He was doing interviews and so on. So fine. Hey, no problem. That's go ahead. And I'm walking around and I see Burt at a table with every Italian stereotypical mafia guy you could imagine. Broken noses, the dark jet black hair, older gentlemen, all in black, huddled in the corner. And he sees me and he's sitting down, he's having a drink, and he waves me over. And I go over. And he goes, fellas, this is my friend, and he forgot my name. I said, Mike. He goes, this is my friend Mike. He won a national Rocky contest. Look at him. He's a spitting image. Have a seat, kid. Have a seat. So we start talking. And all the mob guys, they were bored with me. They start talking about their own things. And me and Burt are going back and forth. But they're getting louder. And what does Burt do? Oh, hey, quiet. My friend is speaking here. Holy Jesus, right? So we talk a little bit, and I start to tell him a little more about my wife and how she is a huge Soprano fan, and she loved him as Old Man Bacala. And he goes, okay, I'll look for her later. So the whole night goes by, 3 hours go by. Now it's like midnight. We're getting ready to leave. We're putting our coats on, and I see Burt come around the corner with his girlfriend, and he sees me, and he winks at me, and he goes, pointing to me and then to my wife. And he starts doing this.
Oh, he's playing the part for her.
He's doing Old Man Bacala. And my wife goes, oh my God, I love him. So they take a picture together. I don't know if I have it on my wall here anywhere. I'll see if I can send it to you.
This is the audio only, but Mike is looking back here to some of the most incredible photos that you've ever seen, including a big, massive the Adrian sign for Balboa.
Here's me.
Look at that, man.
And Burt Young talking to my father the night of the Balboa premiere. This is what cemented me and Burt. There's little Marie.
Amazing.
This is the girl. She won the Adrian lookalike contest.
Oh, right. Oh, that's you, Mike. That's you with the young photo there with the fucking Rocky IV tracksuit on, isn't it? Is that you there, isn't it?
Where? This one?
No, next one up. That's you wearing the Rocky IV tracksuit to your left.
Sweet. Oh, yeah.
I've seen that photo.
That's me at 17.
Oh, that's the best,
This is one of my first gigs as Rocky in the Great Sweats.
Listen, I'll be fucking very honest with you, Mike. I thought that was the real Stallone. I thought that was for Rocky. I thought it was a still from Rocky. And I thought you'd put your own wee thing in next to it. So, aye.
Do you know who that is?
I've got a Spider Rico. Don't you dare.
My man. Now, let me ask you. I'll turn back around in a minute.
Yep.
Do you know who this guy is?
I can't quite see. Hold on. No. Is that? I don't know. Is that no Chuck Wepner or something?
That is Chuck Wepner, my friend.
There we go. That's a funny story, that, isn't it? Sly kind of poo-poos that a wee bit. It's not really based on him, really.
It's a very, very long, complicated story.
Let's leave it there, Mike. Let's leave it there, Mike. No.
All right. Now you see this green. You see the green bench?
Yes. What is that? Oh, that's right there. that's in person, in your. I mean, what do you call that? I mean, that's just like, it's like a dream. I mean, listen, I've got a nice background, but Mike, it's nothing compared to yours.
I love your stuff. I love the Expendables poster.
That's a gigantic cardboard thing for a cinema that I stole at a cinema.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. Mike, I want to thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. There's a couple of things I really want to get your thoughts on.
Go ahead.
On the show before, we've spoke a lot about, there's a kind of Stallone-verse happening. We've got the Rambo prequel. Now, I'm a huge Rambo fan. I want to talk to you just very quickly about that.
Go ahead.
Because I don't understand it. Now, maybe you have some more knowledge about it, but here's a question I want to ask you, right? This new one, Noah Centineo guy, right? Am I to believe that we are seeing a prequel now of a Vietnam John Rambo?
Yes.
And is that character supposed to be Sylvester Stallone as a younger guy? because I don't fucking buy it, Mike. There's no chance that Lionsgate are making just one movie. Is this only in Vietnam? Or are we eventually going to get to see Noah Centineo walk out of a movie and then we're supposed to watch Stallone walk into it as John Rambo?
No, Stallone's not really involved in it at all. I think this is going to be, we're going to see young John Rambo on the reservation growing up, the Indian reservation, as it were. He goes to Vietnam. We're going to see him change, and we're going to see his adventure in Vietnam. And my suspicion is that it's going to be a one and done. My suspicion is that it's going to be Rambo being leaving the army, and he finds his military jacket, right? The boots, the red sweatshirt, and he begins walking the back roads of America looking for his fallen comrades.
Where we find the real John Rambo in First Blood.
And then we see exactly.
What's the fucking point then? I don't listen. Well, we had a conversation about Rocky before on Instagram. I think it was a good few years ago. Just in the comments when he first announced that he was going to do that prequel series that we were kind of briefly talking about in the other attempt at this conversation. I don't like that. I don't want that. But it's just I cannot see anybody else as John Rambo other than Sylvester Stallone. I don't care how good that Noah Centineo guy is. I don't care if that new Rambo movie is the best action movie in the history of cinema. I'll be fucking cursing at that screen. I don't want it. I just don't want it. And it's the same almost with the Rocky prequel. Unless they've got some, I don't know, gazillion-dollar fucking technology that makes Stallone younger, I don't really see the point in doing another Rocky with anybody else other than him. And even at that, Rocky's the origin story of Rocky Balboa. We don't need to see him in high school. I don't want to see like fucking Muppet Babies Rocky. I don't need that. It's not going to tell me anything.
I would disagree. I would disagree.
Listen, we all want more Rocky. We all want more Rocky. I think the way to go is a Clubber Lang TV show. You were telling us something about that, and that is
no.
Yes,
you love Clubber Lang. That's why you want to see that.
Yes, I do.
Here's what I'm telling you to do. Write it. Send it to Balboa Productions. See how it goes.
Because Balboa Productions recently re-upped their whole deal with Amazon. So
yeah, they sure did.
There's going to be a lot. There was a lot planned in those first 3 years of that, where there was going to be a Drago thing. There's a lot of dirty, disgusting producer stuff that's terrible for Stallone. We don't want to talk about any of that garbage that get caught up in it all, but
sure,
the Drago movie is something I would love to see. And that get caught up in that mess, but now it seems to be they've cleared all of that. I get in enough sense that they're moving on with more Creed. Now, personally, I want to talk to you about Creed. I know you're not a big fan of the Creed series. I know
I'm sorry, I don't understand the words you're saying. It starts with the letter C, but I don't understand. It sounds like it's mumbled bullshit. Sewer water. I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. My
problem with Creed is this. As movies, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting to see my favourite actor for 40 years play the character that made me fall in love with him again. That's great. But
yes, he was good. Sly was good. Of course.
My problem is him. My problem is Sly, because he fucking died at the end of Balboa, Mike. Balboa, I love Balboa so much. I love it. It's my favourite Rocky movie of all of them. Gun to Head is 3 in Balboa, right? But he faded Rocky out at the end of Balboa. Rocky faded out underneath that tree. That's filmic language for that character is fucking dead. No. Yes, it is, Mike. No. He's gone. He's dead.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is. He's dead.
No.
He's dead.
I know, but Sly told me that's not what it is. He just fades into the tapestry of the world.
I don't give a fuck what Sly said. I don't care what Sly said. That character, he killed that character in that moment. And then they brought him back again. I'm like, well, I'm happy I get to see him again, but it's kind of tainted. Yeah. Because Balboa ended that franchise so fucking well. I like 5. I do. I like number 5.
I love 5. No, here's what happened with Balboa. With Balboa, it was a cacophony of reasons why he came back to make Balboa. It was a lot, too much for me to go into here. So he makes it, and he genuinely walked away with his head held high. His head was low during Rocky V. He knew it was a flawed movie. He knew he could have made it better. And there are a million stories I could share with you about this. We don't have enough time for that. So he corrects what he felt he let fans down on.
100%.
Okay, fair enough. Rocky was done to him. Rocky was never dead. That was never the thought process. The thought process then goes, Rocky doesn't necessarily visit Adrian every day like he did in Balboa. Now he can let go of that pain. He's still going to come see her every so often, but he does have to live forward with his life. So now he's going to move forward. And what does that mean? At that point, Rocky's life was very simple. He was going to run the restaurant. He was going to make up with his kid. He was going to make lost ground there. And he was just going to enjoy his time left until he couldn't be around anymore. That was it. He was just going to weave into the background of the world of Philadelphia. 3 times, Ryan Coogler comes to him. Stallone turns him down. And Stallone's like, no, Rocky's done. There's nothing left to tell. And what Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan did to Stallone, they lied to him, they stabbed him in the back, and they treated him very unfairly, horribly. That is my problem with Creed. Creed, the first Creed movie was a very good movie. It was well done. Ryan Coogler did a good job. My problem is the way they treated Stallone. Now, Stallone doesn't find out about any of this until Creed 2.
This is what I wanted to ask you, Mike. Because see, Creed 2, I remember very, very vividly, Creed 2 was announced as Stallone as director and writer. At very early doors, he was going to direct and write it. And to me, I was like, right, okay, and I get that then. I see why. And I like you say, Creed, very good movie, but I thought, you're dealing with basically Rocky IV Part 2. It's perfect. Of course he should come back and direct and write that. Absolutely.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden it was some fucking guy I'd never heard of before, some film student guy, Stephen Capel. Okay. I'm like, what happened to Sly's script? What happened to that? What happened to
the only thing that was kept was Rocky's verbiage. That was it.
Because nobody can. Do you know why? Because nobody can write for him the way he writes for himself. That's why he rewrites all his own scripts, because nobody knows his voice like he does. So they wouldn't fucking dare.
Right. But what do they want? They want to have a new version of it. They want to have an urbanized version of Rocky. They want to make it a little more. Oh boy,
black.
What's the word I want to use?
It's all right. You're on my show, Mike. It's cool.
Hey, listen. You said it, not me. Okay.
I'm cool with Black Rocky. I was fine with it. I've not no issues with it. It was good, but it's like, don't fuck with the legacy of the thing. Do you know what pissed me off? Is when they started winning awards, and all the kind of, like, Ava DuVernay was one that spoke out and said Stallone needs to give Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan so much more credit. And I'm like, fuck you. That's the guy who created that thing. They are leeching off of the legacy or something.
Without Stallone. Stallone is the linchpin.
Exactly.
They needed him. He didn't need them.
At the end of the day, and this is me saying this, the Creed movies are fan films. It's like fan fiction. They just happen to be in the industry and have the original guy roped in to make it with them. But at the end of the day, it's like the new Star Trek movies. It's like the new fucking Star Wars movies. They're all made by people who grew up loving this stuff as fans like we did. Right. They just happen to be in a position now to actually be there making the things themselves. So, you know, be more like the fan and fucking serve the guy rather than think he owes you something. That's what's crazy about it.
They treated Stallone like a third-rate citizen on this set of Creed 2. It was horrible. But here, Sly is very upset. He's furious. It is the worst film experience he's ever had in his career. The worst.
He said this is the worst film in his career as well. But he said that in an interview. It was the worst film in his career. He said that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It made him regret ever saying yes to the first Creed. So what does he do? Sly is an incredible. Oh, I hit my camera. Sly is an incredible worker. He knows he is a soldier. He was hired to bring Rocky to life once again. He's going to do his job. Stallone did no interviews for Creed 2. You will not see one interview with Sylvester Stallone on Creed 2. Now, on the DVD,
it's different.
You will see, I think it's something Sins of the Father. Sly was contractually obligated to do some stuff on the Creed 2 DVD. But you won't see him on talk shows, doing podcasts, nothing.
There is a cool video with him and Dolph talk about. I think they talk about the bit.
Sly has the hat on.
They're in the gear.
Yeah.
They're in the gear. Quickly about Creed 2. What do you think of the scene that they had in it where they filmed it where Rocky and Drago actually fight each other again that never made the actual film? What do you think of that? That's fucking stupid, isn't it?
Okay. All right. Half of me loves it. Because it's more Rocky.
Exactly.
It's more Rocky. The half of me that loves it, my God, it takes me 18 years old, Rocky IV, 1985. I'm getting to see Rocky and Drago fighting in the waiting room of a hospital. How is this wrong? And then it's like two old men pushing each other around.
I don't want to see them like that.
It wasn't horrible. I cannot swear that it was horrible. I just felt there's a reason why it wasn't in the film.
Also, though, how great was Dolph Lundgren in that movie?
Dolph was brilliant.
Wasn't he?
This is the Laurence Olivier moment for Dolph.
Fucking right.
He did fucking great.
Absolutely. And the thing is, that movie promised so much of stuff that I wanted. I wanted to see the fallout of what happened to Drago afterwards. And the fact that they kind of showed you that, I love parts of that. And they brought Bridget Nielsen back was pretty weird and cool. I like that.
You know, here's the thing. I think Creed 2 it could have been great, but it ended up being okay. The problem I had with Creed 2 is there were so many unresolved issues. And I didn't understand this. So I went to my encyclopedia. I write Sly. And he said, yeah, that's my problem too. He goes, my biggest problem was Marianne Creed is very angry at Rocky Balboa for not throwing the towels to save her husband's life. Mm-hmm. She's very upset about this. And what the fuck? In Creed 2, we see him at the hospital hugging her and everything is great. When did they make up?
There's no resolution for the characters, right? And they need that.
Well, that happened. They filmed it on a building top, one of the 67 floors. It's a big building in Philadelphia. So in the opening of Creed 2, he wins the title back from Andre Ward, the boxer, in the film. I forget his name in the film. Anyways, there's an after party when Adonis is champ, and they're on a rooftop in Vegas. They put green screens all around the opening of the roof up in Philadelphia, and they film Marianne Creed getting off the elevator, and she sees Rocky over in the corner, and they have the moment we all wanted. Yeah,
it would make sense for the rest of the movie as well, and they just didn't put it in. The green screen thing really fucking bothered me with the fight as well, by the way. It makes it, I know they're trying to make it look epic, but it makes it look cheap, and it makes it look like you filmed it in a warehouse. I can tell it's green screen.
Okay, I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I do agree, but it didn't bother me. I was like, yeah, whatever. That's new. Do you know why, though? Everybody's doing it this way.
And here's what I want to get, because, Mike, you've been such an absolute saint for keeping you this long, but I want to get to this question through that one, right?
I'll talk as long as you want.
And the reason that I had that feeling about it is because when I watch a Rocky movie, I know what the fight scenes look like. And Creed, Ryan Coogler's got a style though, and I bought into that, so that was cool. And there was a tiny flavour of Rocky in there, enough to keep your interest. But when we're talking about Rocky, when I'm watching a fight, everybody who's watching a boxing match in a movie, you're comparing it to what you've seen in Rocky. To me, I think Balboa did it the best when they kind of recreated the HBO thing. Every boxing movie since then has fucking copied it. That's Stallone as a director. The way he films those fight scenes, the way like he would disguise the cameras in ringside as like news cameras and stuff like that, just clever wee tricks as a director, right? I love him. I think he is so underrated as a director. I need your help with something, Mike. I need your help. I need you to help translate the word salad that I'm going to give you and make it a question that I can ask Stallone, because I've tried to ask this question for 20 plus years. I've tried to ask this question. I've put versions of this on his Instagram. I've spammed him with it because I want to know this question. I want to know the answer to this. I love him as a director, but there's two different Sylvester Stallones as a director. There is obviously if Paradise Alley was the first film that he directed, right up to Rocky IV was his last one, right? And right through to Staying Alive, which, everybody, but that's a great looking movie, by the way. That is a great looking film. That is a great, I have no problem with Staying Alive. Well directed movie, right? Then he had a 20-year break, more than that almost, and he directs Balboa. And you see Balboa, there's still a real flavour of what Rocky looks like in that, but it's totally different. It's a kind of, he does the shaky cam or the steady cam look that's very Rocky, but it's a whole new version of it, which that gets fucked up a lot. People don't know how to use it, but Stallone just uses it perfectly. He did it even better in John Rambo after that. Now, I want to know what they change. I mean, I know 20 years is a big gap in between, but there's such a change in the look that he gets as a director in both those eras. I want to know what his influences are as a director. Like, who does he look at? Like, who did he look at in the first part of his directing career to influence his style? And who did he look at now? Because it's two different directors. Translate that for me, Mike.
So, Sly runs the gamut on directors and film. You would not believe the films Sly watches. You and I doubt very much we could sit through some of the films Stallone loved. But he's got some really wacky, weird movies that I tried watching, and I put a gun in my mouth and pulled the trigger. I couldn't do it. But this is what evolves. And here's the thing about Sly. Sly, to me, is like Bruce Springsteen. I know politically they're very different, but artistically they're very much the same. Bruce Springsteen has reinvented himself every 10 years. That's why Bruce Springsteen is still relative. Sylvester Stallone has reinvented himself every 10 years. That's why Sly is still relative, okay, with Tulsa King.
Best show in telly, by the way. How good is that? How fucking good is that? How good is Tulsa King, though? How good is he playing that? It's fucking great.
It's okay.
No, I love that, mate.
It's okay.
I've wanted to see him play a character like that my whole life.
I like season 3 better than season 1. I didn't like the mob guys. The mob guys were horrible in season 1. Right. They were cardboard. They were horrible. Yeah. Now Sly is always good as Dwight Manfredi. He's always good, and his crew is pretty good too. I really enjoyed season 3. Season 1, I almost bailed on it. But anyways, your first podcast. Is your first podcast the same? Have you done it the same as the way you've done your 40th?
Fucking sadly, or have you... sadly, yes. No.
Oh, no. Well, there goes your example.
We're always trying to evolve, Mike. We're always trying to evolve. Of course. I know, I get it. Aye.
But that's it. You're always trying to improve. And Sly is one of these guys. He does not sit idly by. Sly is always evolving and learning and researching. And that's what it is. Now, the exact directors that have inspired him and continue to inspire him, I will write him a note and I'll ask him. Let me just... Here,
oh, my God. Man. Tell him it's for me. Tell him it's for the Nothing's Over podcast, and he's welcome anytime.
That's Sly.
It's because I'm a huge director. I want to be a director myself, right? So I look at movies as a director would, at least I try. And one of my favourite directors is John Cassavetes. And I'm watching Rambo going, this looks like John Cassavetes directed a fucking action movie. How this doesn't fit. How has Stallone changed the style so much, but he's kept it. Like that Rambo, like I love John Rambo. I think that's one of the best action movies there is. It's like for a political message.
Oh, agreed.
Right across the spectrum. And what you want out of a movie, it delivers everything you would want out of a movie, right? And for him to be able to do that, and it also fits perfectly with the other Rambo movies, but yet you know, like tonally and stuff like that, it fits with it. It's dark, it's kind of broody. He's never untrue to the character, but visually, it's just fucking so full of life. And what age is Stallone at this time? And it's not only that, he's not just directing that in the middle of fuck knows where. He's the lead actor. He's got all sorts of injuries. It's a monumental Herculean achievement, that movie. And the fact that it's so fucking good.
So he's 59 and a half years old when he does Balboa. He's 59 and a half. In 2007, he goes to Burma to film Rambo 4. So that makes him almost 60.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just round it up to 60 years old when he's doing Rambo. I mean, when he has to jump into the back of that Jeep,
the stunts,
pull himself up in the gun position, and he blows the fuck out of the guy in the front seat. Holy Christ, is that one of the best things ever?
That gave me a hard-on watching that in the cinema. It was just so fucking good.
Yeah, right? Of course it did.
It's just so Rambo.
Of course.
What about the last Rambo movie? What's your thoughts on that one? Last Blood.
Okay, so...
Why did he not direct it? Is there a reason why he didn't direct it?
Are you familiar with the Expendables? His experience on the Expendables?
I know.
And what he went through? He went through hell on that. Ah, look at you. Look at you, right? That's psychotic, and I love it. I love that. You are fucking crazy.
Listen, see that tattoo? I get that tattoo done 1 year before the movie came out. Because the movie was delayed. Do you remember that? It was delayed. The release date was delayed for a while. And I was like, I don't have any. I want to get a tattoo. I want it. So I thought it was perfect. The movie was, the art was coming out for it, saying, these kind of like military guys, and they've all got this. Yeah. I thought, that's it. That's my tattoo. So I got that. Right. And also, my dad, who I shared all these movies with, and it's like, this is the reason that I'm a huge fan of Stallone.
That's great.
He hated tattoos, by the way. I was so nervous to show him that. So I waited until it was all nice and healed and stuff, and I said, Dad, listen, I've got something to tell you. He's like, what? I said, I got a tattoo. He goes, oh, for fuck's sake, really? He says, show me it. And I goes, what's that? And I explained it to him, it was the Stallone thing. He goes, all right, fine. He was kind of all right with it. So then like 6 months go past, and he comes home from holiday, and he's giving out gifts and stuff like that to family and things, and he gives me nothing. And I'm like, that's cool. It's like, whatever, it's like good. And he said, well, did you think I didn't get you anything? I said, I wasn't sure. He goes like, here's what I got you. And he opened up his chest, and he had a fucking Expendables tattoo on his chest. At like 58 years old, he got his first tattoo, and it was an Expendables one as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. The Rambo 5. So... it's not my favorite Rambo. Mm-hmm. It's my least favorite Rambo. But for me, the redeemable factor of Rambo 5, the last 15 minutes in the cave.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It's Kevin McAllister meets Jason Voorhees.
He turned into a horror movie villain. I know, but this is Rambo off his meds. This is old Rambo off his meds with nothing to lose. I loved it primarily because
I wanted more meds. I wanted meetings with the doctor. Rambo goes to see the doctor, and he's explaining. And Rambo's taking in all these doctor terms, and he's got to deal with where he's at now, and he's been dealing with it for 45 years, but not well. He blows up towns and shit.
Mike,
I wanted that.
No, I just wanted to see him hit bad guys with claw hammers in the nuts. I didn't want to see him explode his fucking psychosis.
I wanted deeper.
I don't care about his. I just want to see him just destroy bad guys.
That's the motivation. That's the deepness. That's why Rocky works so well. It doesn't work because he because he gets up in the 14th round and he waves Apollo in. It doesn't work because of that moment. That moment works because of Adrian. He's doing it he's finally found reason and passion and purpose because of Adrian. That's why he does that. He would have just laid there.
All right, you're right. All right, I fucking, okay. I love the back.
I love the backstory. I have to tell you, I will take a slow burn movie drawn out psychologically over Jurassic Park. And I love Jurassic Park. Like, I will watch Jurassic Park 1,000 times. I got no problem with it. But I love the slow burn where we get into the character's mind and we see what makes them move. Like Chinatown, Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway.
Absolutely.
Fucking love it. One of my favorite movies.
Absolutely.
Citizen Kane, another slow burn that I love. Anyways.
No, it's perfect because the ending or like the destination of the movie, it means more because you've spent that time, that more kind of quality time with the characters. I get it, I understand.
Yeah.
But to me, at this point, we're 5 movies in with Rambo. I always want to see him fucking kill people. I just want to see Stallone do what he does best that nobody else has been able to do, by the way. They've tried to replace him with all these other fucking idiot action stars that never became anything. Statham, at least we have him. At least we have Jason Statham. There's a couple of guys, but he's having to do it deep into his 70s because there's nobody else doing it that can do it with that believability and with that kind of like, no matter what he does. Like you say, if you watch that movie just called No No No, you think, why am I watching this psychotic maniac? Why am I watching the bad guy in this? But I love it. I don't care he's a bad guy. I fucking love it. It's because I've got all this emotional investment in the character.
Here's what bothered me about Rambo 5. He goes to fight the fucking drug cartel in cowboy boots and jeans.
Fuck yes. Because he doesn't care. Because he's off his meds, mate. He doesn't care.
I get it, but where was the guy? Where the preparation, the bandana, sharpening the knife,
too old for that,
putting the exploding arrows in.
No good time.
Where's all of the planning? But it's there at the end where he turns the forearm into a kill fucking circus. It's there.
The last piece on Rambo 5.
And then he's hit in the face with all this shit. The big fucking scar with the knife. And 3 days later, he comes out of the coma and he goes and he gets, I'm sorry, that drove me nuts.
But he's Rambo. Here's the thing though, right? Here's something that always bugs me. Different versions of stuff, because I'm a completist, especially when it comes to Stallone. I've got every movie he made on video right up to when they stopped making them, which was I think Ants and Get Carter. Then I've got all the DVDs all the way up, which is annoying because now I can't complete it because Samaritan is Amazon only, so I have to maybe ship that. I feel like Germany or
I
something.
have it on DVD. I found it on DVD.
Where did you get it?
Samaritan.
DVD? Where is it? Is it a German DVD or something?
It was on. It was one of those freak sites somewhere.
See, it's not the same.
Yeah, but
at least you've got it.
Great,
you've got a hard
Blu-ray,
copy.
It works.
That's good. But the different there's 2 different versions of Rambo Last Blood. There's the opening version with the mountain rescue, which is fucking great.
The flood,
and then there's the montage scene at the caves that we're talking about there. That's different. There's the edit of that is different. There's different pieces in that. Why? Why is there 2? Why does that exist, Mike?
So I don't know a lot about this, but from what I understand, I believe it's UK expectations versus American expectations. So that's why they do it. They feel the UK audience wants more of this. The American audience wants more of this. I think that's done on a producer level. I don't think that's done on the director / Sly level.
Because that's the thing, though, when you look at it, you think, as a director, do you really want to have multiple? What version is his? What version? Is there a Stallone version then? Do we have that? Did he step into the edit? I would imagine.
Right. You would think Sly stepped in. But here's the thing. I think maybe with Rambo 5, and I can be wrong here, this is just me thinking. I think what happened with Rambo 5 is what happened with Rocky 5. Sly directly told me one of his biggest regrets about Rocky 5 is that he did not assert his will more. He knew certain things were not going right. He also told me that John Avildsen by that point in his career, was not the man that did the original Rocky.
This is the thing. That was the selling point. That was the selling point in 5. Remember, it was like the original directors coming back.
At first, it was a selling point.
But to me, I was like, why? Fucking Stallone's nailing it. Why are we getting the guy for the first one? Because at that time, I was a young guy, Mike. I was like, fucking Rocky. The first Rocky was shit to me. I didn't like the first Rocky for a long time because I was like, that's boring. I don't want to see mean streets. I don't want to see that. I want to see Rocky beating up Clubber Lang and stuff. But then the selling point is the original director comes back. We're going to get the flavour of the first one, going back to its roots.
Well, what he wanted, John Avildsen wanted Stallone Rocky talking to Mickey's ghost, not what Stallone saw, what Rocky saw in his head. You know, get up, you son of a bitch. Rocky knew he wasn't there, but in his mind, he saw him there.
That's a beautiful scene.
Mickey's ghost.
That's a beautiful scene. That
would be horrible. That's like James Bond going after fucking Frankenstein. Stupid.
But
right?
Did he really have that?
Can't mix genres.
No, he did. I can't believe that John Avildsen, who's a really good director as well, by the way, he thought that was a good idea. Director. The fucking Rocky's one about talking to a ghost.
Too far.
Oh,
it's just a bridge too far. You know, too far.
Is that maybe
do you know about Rocky 2?
What about Rocky 2?
Did you know that in Rocky 2, the original concept, Rocky loses everything. He loses Adrian. She gets involved with another guy.
Oh, that's
she falls in love.
Oh, that's terrible.
Rocky becomes an alcoholic.
Terrible.
He goes on talk shows. He goes to the Playboy Mansion. He's playing grab ass with the girls. He becoms a creep. And
Stallone
at the end of the film, at the end of the film, Rocky Rocky runs into Adrian on the streets of Philadelphia with her new boyfriend, and he has a conversation. He tells the boyfriend it'd be nice to her, you know, she likes birds, you know, and that was it. Rocky 3 was originally conceived to be Rocky 2.
Right.
So forget about Clubber Lang. Rocky 2, he gets Adrian back. They have the baby.
That sounds like a fucking horrible idea. I'm so glad that whoever it is talked him out of doing that for Rocky 2, because that sounds really bad, doesn't it? You can't see Adrian with somebody else.
Adrian joined a self-help group called ESK. It was a real thing back in the day, and so she realizes Rocky's immature and she could do better and all this. But
that's what it sounds like if they made Rocky today in today's world. That's what they would
yeah.
Mate, exactly. I appreciate this. I've taken far too much of your time. This has been such an absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you for making the 40th episode so special and getting us all this Stallone stuff. I really appreciate it,
welcome.
Mate. Give people at home your details because you're on social media. Obviously, the Rocky Files podcast is available on YouTube.
Yeah. So listen, we run this little thing everywhere podcasts are listened to. The Rocky Files. My co-host Stacey, she's amazing. I wrote a little book called Cue the Rocky Music. It talks a lot about how I got to be where I am. Check out The Pretender, which is absolutely incredible. You can find me at the Yo Philly Film Tour on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Just check me out. You can go to any of those sites, go to the link in bio, Linktree, link in bio, and you can find a whole bunch of other stuff with me, Sly, and a whole bunch of other people from the Rocky movies. My friend, thank you so much for inviting me on. I had a great time. This is great.
I'm great. I'll just love talking Stallone, and there's nobody better to talk to. But thank you so much, mate.
Appreciate that, my friend.
See you, mate. Thanks a lot, mate.
You got it. Bye-bye.
I can't hear the song because you're singing over it like a genius.
End of 40. How was that guy? Yeah, what a guy Mike is. What a fun conversation. Definitely going to have him back on the show because there's so much that I didn't even get to. I felt like I was keeping him too long. And we ended up speaking for another like 10 minutes or so after the thing, and he had a great time. So Mike had an open invitation to come on the show anytime he pleases. It was an absolute pleasure. Now, how do we end the show? As I keep saying and keep fucking repeating myself, I know, is that dementia? Is it over? We are no longer singing other cunt songs because I'm sick of the copyright strikes. So I went to Suno, the AI song generator, and I think it's a good idea. I've not bounced this off any other creative types or anyone involved in the podcast, such as Nick Hunt, I think it's a good idea to try and make up a song that in some way encompasses the episode which preceded it. So I typed in what the episode was, big milestone, 40th episode, talking Stallone, Rocky, Rambo with Mike, and it's like, what style? Of course, it has to be an 80s Rocky style song, right? So I fed all that into the AI, and this is what came out. I think we're going to let the songs maybe speak for themselves rather than me singing all the time. So let's fucking hit it with, as I have named this, No Easy Podcast Out. Oh, yeah. Moody synth intro. Swell. Authentic Rocky soundtrack vibe. Episode 40. Talking to Mike tonight. Yeah, let's do this one.
Special guest dropping truth on Stallone's fight.
Stallone. I don't like how AI does Stallone.
From underdog days
To the heights he climbed. Oh, Buckeye, man. This sounds authentic. Cliffhanger.
Sly's journey echoes through every line. There's no easy way out.
Yeah, they're stealing it. They're stealing it. This isn't a real guy. This is AI. This human. It's not human. Fuck. This voice belongs to no one. It belongs to us, gang. Going on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Cleveland. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's more coming. You'll just see a sweaty 80s montage, bums and everything, working out, shooting guns, fast cars, sexy birds with their bums. Stand forever! Thank you so much, gang. We're out of here. Keep punching, mate.
Keep punching.
There we
I'll
go.
talk to you later, buddy.
See you, bro.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.